Hey, it's Kurt Bow Doctor. Hey, I didn't have no keys, so I have to run on the kicker all the way out here. The wind was kicking up a little bit, but I did get the Autopilot set to reactor 40 for the trolling motor, the kicker, and the 9.9, which is this right there. Okay, so the only thing I seen was the speed control on the actuator needs to be adjusted because I can't engage the speed up here. I turned everything off. I'm going to fire it back up and see if it came on, but there was some slop in that throttle response, so I'll have a look at that when we get back. Hey, now to you guys that go Garmin, this is why you want to go Garmin. They're intuitive. Now on any, I can do it on this boat, but on the bigger motors, like when you get Autopilot, if you get Helmmaster, I don't know if you can do this. You probably can do the backup speed because they got a VTS button down below for cruise control. You might be able to do that, but you can't set a route because if you went to their main Autopilot, which I could be wrong, but the next one I get with Garmin, I'm going to check it out because I'll show you what this can do. I can actually, if you're out bottom fishing, I can reverse troll or like on Autopilot. With the DECs, I can run the throttle even backwards without Autopilot. Cables, you can't do that. But anyway, on this boat, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So all these people that go Garmin, that does the Garmin Autopilot, should be able to do what this thing does. I just figured it out. And this is the last 2 maybe years on the Garmin products that they started this, maybe 3 years. So I'm just gonna go ahead and power it up until it beeps. You just push that. Now I'm going to show you something while I'm here, which is kind of cool too. Granted, it's got power steering on the main. It's an IO, but just trim it down right here all the way. Now this guy bought it with this kicker motor on it. Now just make sure you bring that up there, then fire it up. Sometimes this gets sticky where it doesn't want to start. You just wiggle this back and forth and then it'll fire up, so don't panic. So then put this in gear, outdrive it straight out, give it some gas. Now this is meanwhile, while that's warming up, say I wanted to be able to steer, I set the friction on this to tighten this up. So and then move the handle back so it doesn't hit here. Now hit agree right here. See, and then I set all this. This was just on factory settings. So I made you some combos. Now watch what I do here. It's a little hard, but with that outdrive down, it pretty much will keep it on a course. I have to steer it by hand. See how it's doing it? So if you wanted to bump start it, now see how it's having a little labor turning? Just take this, steer it right here. Now I need to go back over here. See, so now I can actually steer with that as a rudder back there. And then I'm just gonna hold on to that like that, and eventually it's gonna turn. So if that's down, you use this, that's gonna help keep you on course without having to kick in the Autopilot. If you notice, I changed this into your fishing chart depth shading. You can go in and have these colored at different depths if you like to too. I gave you data bars. I cleared up, I went to 455 kilohertz on your clear view and side view. This is your fishing chart, maps. The bottom out right here, I need to go a little bit more, so I'm just going to steer this. I'm just going to start going over. So that's kind of cool. So you just go up here, go back, and like I say, I went through all these and set you up some good charts. So this here's your clear view, fishing 3D and fishing map chart, like what I just had. If you want to go to nav info, you can get your tracks, rod, inland, tides and currents, track, change your track colors. Go home, and that brings you back here again. You can just do charts if you want to. You can go to fishing 3DI. See how I'm steering that without even being back there, without being, see, this is the contour. I'm down at the very bottom now. This is the land and that's the mountain right up there. So go back. And then you got Mariner's 3DI, which is kind of cool too. You'll see these little circles just loading up the maps. You'll see what it does here in a second. It's pretty trick. I put it on the chart menu. See how you can see the raised in 3D effect? And you can change the angles. See how they're going up now? That's kind of neat. You know, Garmin's pretty much got it figured out. Okay, go back again, and then we can go into regular charts if you want. Right there. Stop panning. Go back. And I'm going to turn a little bit here to get us straightened out again. I can go home. I can go into my sonars, traditional. I gave you the A scope over here. You got a magnifier here. You got some bait and that 33 feet. So all this, I changed the color to the maroon and arches instead of fish symbols. And I gave you your 3. Clear view, side view, and traditional. So then you can go back home. And I'm going to steer this to get it over there. Now I can go autopilot. There's my autopilot control. I'm going to let it correct itself here first before I kick that on. See, so I haven't kicked the autopilot on yet. I'm just doing it from the out drive, and it's going to slowly take me over there. Now, say I want that on, you just go up in your menu, hit the menu, you go engage heading hold. Now I'm on autopilot. Now you want to watch this teardrop, and this is steering to the right, starboard side. See how it's going back and forth, it's trying to find itself. Just keep an eye on that for about maybe 30 seconds. You don't want this going all over the map. But if it does, see how I go here and I don't have any speed, that's what that's for. So now that's doing pretty damn good, holding the course. But if you needed to be more responsive, you just hit menu and you go response time right here, and you can adjust that for wind conditions and so on. Now if I wanted to engage a circle, I would just hit engage circle and then menu and engage adjust circle. I'm going to go to port, and and you can go 1 minute, 5 minutes each. So now I'm going to the port, and I calibrated everything for you. So now it's making a circle over. So sometimes if I want to just make a circle without, you know, steering the steering wheel, I'll just hit the circle one, and then you can follow your route like on your buttons up on there, quick buttons. See, so how it's doing that. So now I want to just do a heading hold once I get straightened out, but I'm going to let it do a complete circle again and then hit it. Oh, well, I can do actually this too. Here, I'm going to just go hit menu, engage heading hold. Then what you do is you tap this, and if, say I'm heading over here, I want to go 10 degrees. See how that went to 289 degrees? And go here again, go 10 more, and then you got 1 degree right here. I mean, this is set up pretty cool. I got some cool things now. So these guys called me, Garmin finally did it. I was always wondering on their auto guidance where the other ones don't have that, but now I can back troll. And so it's 10 over. Now say I want to do a U-turn. I can go over here to pattern steer. I can go to U-turn and gauge starboard. Now it's going to do a U-turn back that way. So anyway, pretty tricky. Now you got your remote. I hooked this up to that to run the MFD. So this button right here, you just hit that. You see this little symbol coming on, and you'll see a bunch of writing. Then you hit this menu button right here. And now I want a heading hold. It did the U-turn, and now it's going to bring me straight on here. See that loaded up, heading hold. So this does whatever you want there. Now the number 1 does the circle, number 2 does a U-turn, and number 3 does a pattern. So then, I'm at 9 minutes, so I'm going to go to part 2 on this Garmin Reactor 40. Real neat. They're a lot better than the TR1s. So I'm going to cancel and then make another video.